Yo, we're back with SBA Insider. I'm Quinn Taylor. I'm here with Nick Franke and Kyle McSorley. Welcome, man.
Thank you.
How's everything going? Give us your timeline right now. Where are you at currently? And I want to get a little bit into who you are as a player and what SBA did to continue to help you where you are now.
Yeah. So right now, obviously, we're in the winter break period. Mm-hmm. So probably about, I don't know, I got back December 16th.
Okay.
And since then, it's kind of just been what I just picked up off of lifting probably 4 or 5 times a week with a trainer, and then once or twice by myself doing mobility at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Excellent.
And then baseball related wise, I'm catching pens for a few of the guys. I got lessons and then hitting 3 times a week. So nothing's really left off.
Full book right now.
Full schedule. That's it.
Awesome, man. It's about becoming a full athlete and taking this thing to the next level. Talk about how SBA's kind of played a role for you and give us a little bit of the origin story. When did you start here, and when's the first time you met Nick, and how things unfolded?
Yeah, so I mean, I've known Nick since I was 8 years old. We started at
the OGs.
Yeah.
OGs.
We were the Titans before we were.
There it is.
There were the Titans and the Sox and then SBA. So I've been through it all. I mean, we started at Madison Park, and that beautiful field, but.
For a heart attack, Kyle.
That's
not
it.
about the way things look.
It doesn't look that way, but we love that field more than anything.
Madison Parks of the world, right?
Yeah, that's it. So that's where we started. We started playing on that 46-60 field and 50-70, and then we moved up to 60-90 up the top field. And ever since then, I think I was 12 or 13 once we kind of heard a little bit of buzz around the building, oh, we're building this building, we're kind of trying to get stuff done. And then I think I walked in here for the first time when I was, 13, 14?
Yeah.
Around there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I heard about it, and about a year later, I was in here. So I was in here before all this was in here, it was just the turf.
Right.
The bare, everything.
Right.
So I've been here for it all.
You've seen this place grow in tons of ways.
Yeah.
Talk about how Nick's grown in your ways and since you've been here.
Yeah, no, I mean, since I've been here, I was little. I mean, it was just one team. It kind of felt like it was always just our 8U team, then to 9U, and he's followed us until we were done. Yeah, that's it. Just the one-on-ones. So, I mean, Nick's always been there for me. He's always my guy forever. So he's still doing the same thing. We ever need anything, hey, can we get into the building here? He's here. So that's it, same way.
Talk about your relationship on the field with him and how you guys have grown in the game, and give me a couple of your favorite moments as a player.
Yeah, so, I mean, Nick's always known this, everyone's had their moment with Nick where they just get pissed off at him, or they've always had that one little thing.
Except Villani.
Except Mike.
We cleared that up.
Mike.
We cleared that up.
We did.
He started
off good.
right? Think about that question.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Nick and Mike never. That's the truth.
Never. There was only one time where I was just pissed off. I forgot what it was. What was it?
It's your story, baby. Let's go.
I forgot. I completely forgot what it was.
I'm trying to be a positive guy.
That's a good thing. It's probably one of his.
That was it. That was literally the only incident. But
how old were you?
I was we were still playing 50-70. Or it was our first year of 60-90.
First year of 60-90, you were mad at me?
It's the only time I've ever been pissed off.
Was it in Delaware?
It might have been.
Where we were changing you over from...
from behind the plate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I do remember that, as you can tell. I do remember it. It was in Delaware. Your dad got there the last day of the tournament.
Uh-huh.
We were playing
It was a golf trip.
We were playing a year up. And I forget why you guys were mad at me. But
I think I wanted to go behind the plate, but I was pitching instead.
You were in
relief. And I pitched against the perfect game Select Fest team. Every kid was coming into a Power 5 school.
Shellacked.
And I got in there, and I literally threw 7 pitches, and I finished a 35 ERA for the year. So stupid.
I'm actually impressed that I remember that.
Yeah.
But I remember that.
Yeah.
Those are the moments that I think, if you can only pick one moment, that I think you're living pretty good with Coach Nick.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Think about what that means to you, and how the relationship grew from even that moment, right? Because we've seen it before with players that one moment can decide how they will look at someone.
Yeah.
And, I think that you guys grew from that, I'm sure.
100%. Yeah. My definitely the favorite memory was Cooperstown when we cut off Jack Campbell for the 11 spot. We had Justin hit.
We'll edit those out. We'll edit that out.
and
2 guys.
Yeah. This is the same one? Who was the other one?
It was Jake Smith.
Jake Smith.
And Jack Campbell.
Yeah. And so for Cooperstown, we batted 11, and we wanted to get back to Justin at the 1 spot. We were down We were down by 1 or we tied?
Down by 2, first and second, 2 out.
You're right. Down by 2, first and second.
Top 6.
And it's the top of the 6th. And Justin, we were like, all right, we're scrapping it. Justin comes up, 3-run home run. Everyone's going nuts. And then, like, next inning, we go back out there, and it's still Jut on the mound, right?
Nah, we just took him out and put Bert.
Bert, we put him on the mound, and he goes 1 strong. I know we went into extras.
Yeah.
So he goes out, he shoves for an inning. We come back, and someone else hits a home run. It might have been Danny.
Yeah, I don't know if we went to extras, though.
I thought we went 1.
Juddy hit a 3-run home run. We took Juddy out. We put Bert in.
Yeah.
2 out, no one on. We hit a guy, the curveball, 1-2, next guy, 2-run home run.
2-run home run. Yeah, but that tournament was the most fun I've ever had playing baseball.
I think a lot of you guys so far have referenced that 12-year-old year.
Yeah.
Talk about how that kind of created like a feverish desire to play baseball. And
I mean, we had
was it because of Nick? Was it because of you guys? Was it because of the collective? Was it a sum of its parts? Like
it was a lot. I mean, the guys we have right now, we never switched anything. Like the guys you see here have been here for forever.
How important is that to you?
It's all very important. I mean, like there's a bunch of other programs where you're just bringing in other guys, and there's no feel for the team. You're kind of just playing for yourself.
Right.
Like with us, it was always like just one. It was like one group. It was always one group since we were little. So that 12-year-old team was awesome. We had like a stupid record. We played like 100 games that season. We went like 86-14. Like we won everything. It was nuts. So that year was definitely important because it's also like the last year of playing like little kid baseball. Like you're playing 50-70. Everyone's hitting 30 home runs a game. Like you don't got the same feeling than the next year.
Right.
So I think it was important because we all knew it was like kind of the last of being like kind of kids playing baseball, and then like the next year we kind of grew up and kept going. So, but I think that's why that year was so special.
That's excellent. And Nick, talk about that 12-year-old year for you and what you thought the future looked like for that group and specifically for Kyle.
Kyle was, like he said, just a leader on the field. He cared so much. My relationship with Kyle, I think, just got better over the years. I just think the respect from a player to coach and the love, I thought it was real. Like my biggest moment, I mean, I'll answer your question about Cooperstown, but obviously for Cooperstown, I thought that the sky was the limit for us as a group.
It was a turning point as a group, too.
Yeah, and it was going to be the last little kid tournament, and it was time to start taking things to another level, holding them more accountable for little stupid mistakes and making sure we're ready on every pitch to all that stuff. But Cooperstown was unbelievable with them. I always say this to even the parents that are here now. I went to Cooperstown this past year. So much goes into that year emotionally to prepare them because, like he said, it's only going to get hard now.
Right.
So I think your 12-year-old Cooperstown year, you should just treat it that way because you enjoy the journey and live in the moment.
Right.
Because at 13 you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
So, like, you don't know how good you're going to be. You don't know how bad you're going to be. But this group we knew was going to be special. This good, I don't know if we all thought that, but we got there, and kudos to all them. But for me and Kyle, for Kyle and I, Georgia, I would say, when we went to the PBR event, and he caught every inning of every game, and that was a year where he took pride that he was going to catch every inning of every game. Now, we really didn't have a backup catcher. Always concerned me a little bit because he's a big boy. And, we got to rest him, but he wouldn't come out. And I remember playing 3 games in a day to advance to the Sweet 16.
It was also like 110 degrees.
For 400 teams are there. And, who's Sportika baseball in the Northeast?
Right.
And we end up winning. We made it interesting, though. But we end up winning the 3rd game. He's drenched. Like, I'm talking soaked. And it's not water, man. It's pure sweat. I mean, he's dying, like, grabbing him and hugging him. Telling him how much I loved him. Like, I remember that moment, what it felt for me as a coach to hug him in that moment. Our last year together, it hit me. It hit me a certain way. It did. And I think that's just part of the growth of Kyle McSorley. To the young guy, to hang it, you bang it, to being a little guy and playing pitcher, first base, and outfield, or anything really, and catcher, and then being a catcher and just starting to understand who he is as a person, a player. And that's what I remember. Like that moment in Georgia, how I felt hugging him sticks to me.
Right. And talk about your process here as a player. What do you think was your favorite moment inside the training process, inside of being in these walls? Talk about how important it was for you and that process and how Nick kind of played a role in you getting to Iona.
Yeah. So, I mean, my recruiting process, it was a little bit of an odd journey. Kind of end of my sophomore year, I was expecting a little bit different things. Like, I was like, all right, I hope I have the same year I did the sophomore year, and it wasn't the same case. I struggled like terribly mentally, like it was a mess.
Right.
So probably like the first tournament we had, everything was going great. I was flowing. And by the second, the third, the fourth, it was kind of like the same thing, like what's going on. So I was looking for like an everyday kind of fix, and that wasn't the case. Like I needed something long term instead of just like making 2 or 3 adjustments a day.
Right.
And I wasn't accepting it. I was looking for short term answers, and that wasn't what I needed.
Yeah.
So I struggled a lot, got through the year, but Nick helped me a lot. We just talk, like that's it. Like he was there, like I would just call him and be like, dude, I'm struggling, man. Like it's rough.
Right.
He's like, I see it, I get it, and we just got through it together. It was us versus everyone else. So
It's not all baseball.
No,
right?
not
it's
all
not
baseball.
all baseball. And how pivotal is that in choosing your process at Iona? You know, from the coaching staff to the players.
Yeah. Well, kind of going back to where it was just talking to him, like Coach Berg at Iona, he's the same way. You give him a phone call, like he'll pick it up. He'll pick it up no matter what time it is, doesn't matter what you're doing, like he'll be there. That was something that was important for me looking for a school.
Excellent. Well, Kyle, give us one thing that you would talk about to a kid who wants to be Kyle McSorley, who's 12 years old, 13 years old. We've had a lot of good catchers in this organization. So what would you say to those guys about their process and how to get where you're going?
I would say don't rush it. I mean, like, the journey it's a pain in the ass, but at the same time, it's a lot of fun. Like, sophomore year, all the hype about, oh, here. Then, like, it comes a reality your junior year, like, the phone calls, the days of sending out emails, hundreds and hundreds of emails and text messages and getting communication, like, Nick sending you, like, hey, give the guy a call at 8 o'clock tonight. Like, that stuff's underrated.
Yeah.
Like, I miss that. So that was a lot of fun. So just definitely don't rush the process. Enjoy it. Trust the process.
Yeah.
Always.
Live in that moment.
I know it sounds like cliche, but we are different and trust the process is real to these guys. They made the sayings. He said that naturally. And Alex is going to talk about how we are different. Came in. They did it. So I think that's cool. And I think people need to know, like, it's not just to put on a T-shirt.
Right.
That's stuff that they create as well. Those sayings and what they mean to them.
Well, Kyle, I hope you guys continue to embody everything that you guys have created, and you know your legacy is going to be here forever, man. So, excellent stuff, guys. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.